Hello Pisces, thank you for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm using The Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan, illustrated by Mark Evans. Excuse me. And for the supportive cards, the Angel Answers Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Okay, I already shuffled the cards. This must be it comes in after. That's fine. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Do we have an overall energy? It does seem like we do. The reason I'm questioning that is because we have oracle cards before and after, which I'll show you as we get into them. But overall energy is your Knight of Pentacles. So, this is progress, usually slow progress. I have seen sometimes where it's more about like sustaining the home front and continuing the day-to-day and keeping things moving forward. Sometimes it's a supportive energy, but I'm seeing in this one, I'm getting a very like keeping things going in the right direction, creating that progress based on what you want. It seems is where we're going. Is that correct? Something else we need to talk about here, because I feel like I'm seeing the stag in the background here. So I'm feeling like you're forcing yourself to continue going forward. I feel like you're watching in a more protective nature, but you're continuing on. I feel like you're continuing efforts. It's like a continuation or just keeping things going, correct? Alright, so that seems to be the overall energy we're working with. Now, as we go in, we got the Page of Wands. And I'm kind of getting, as we go into this time frame, I'm kind of feeling like, I'm a Pisces myself, but I'm getting like there's maybe a little bit of a rundown energy, but there's like this push, this internal push to not let it win or to not let it hold things down or cause any problems. I feel like this is how the two of these are coming together. I'm not going to be able to pick it up. There we go. The overall energy in this Page of Wands, I feel like you're trying to keep things going. I feel like you want to just sit down and take a nap, take a break. But you're kind of like, you know what? I know how this goes. I sit down now and, you know, things get farther behind, and I don't want that. So I'm going to continue going. But I feel like you're feeling it, like you just want to like take a break and like be done for a while. But the thing is, I feel like you're realizing if you do that, it's going to throw things behind, because once you start feeling that way, if you give into it, you're going to want to give into it for a little while, and it's just going to get things behind. Oddly enough, in this part of the reading, I feel like it's mostly about dealing with the current emotions you're having about being motivated. I feel like you're staying on point, you're keeping things going, but you just kind of want to step out for a while. But you're like, you know what, I do that, it's going to cause problems. And right above that, your Oracle card is Don't Stop. It's kind of very enforcing, like you're right, keep going, keep things going. I feel like some of you with this energy are trying to get things ahead a little bit. You're trying to get ahead of the game because you're like, you know what, I see something coming here, something fun is coming your way. And you're like, I know I'm going to get behind with these other things because I know how I'm going to feel and be, I'm not going to want to do it. I know I'm not going to want to do it, and it's going to be worse. It's going to be harder to do later. So I'm going to try to get ahead. And I feel like that's what this energy is. You're trying to get ahead. This energy is saying it's a good idea. So you seem to be on point with how you feel as you go in here. Now, it's interesting because it seems very mundane until we get up to like halfway. Especially when we get the Hermit card next. I feel like you are taking some time for yourself. I feel like you're just relaxing, maybe more in your thoughts, maybe a little more daydreaming. I just feel like things are a little more calm. I feel like you're enjoying the moment. Is this right? They're telling me no. What am I saying? I'm getting like things are a little stagnant. I feel like you're taking a time out, but I feel like you might have like a little lull. Like you might not want to do things. But this isn't going to last long. Something's going to move this forward. because you still have that Knight of Pentacles energy pushing you forward. And I feel like even though you're taking this moment and you planned for it, like you planned for it to get ahead. I feel like when you're watching this, if you're I'm trying to block that light, which there's really not a light there. Somebody told me once about this. I have the camera in the wrong position. I never think of it until it happens like this. But anyway, because you plan to get ahead at this point, I mean, I feel like this lull was going to happen either way. Hopefully you did get ahead. Because I'm thinking, I'm just relating to this myself as a Pisces. Sometimes I plan very well, yet I talk myself out of things and then later regret it. So hopefully this worked to your benefit, that you kept things going, that you kept things moving forward. And when this lull hits, it's not as bad. Because I feel like if you're behind, if this didn't happen, if you didn't get ahead, I feel like this might be a moment where you're not really happy because you're just feeling a little bit bombarded by all the things that you're behind on. And it's hard to get moving forward. Because the thing is, at this point you want to be already ahead if you weren't already, because what I'm seeing next I feel like is going to take up your time. Because you're getting all this far, you're preparing, trying to get ready to be ahead of the game so that you can take a moment to relax. And what comes in next is the Two of Cups. I feel like this is good times with somebody. It definitely could be a romantic moment, but at the very least, especially for a general read, it's a good social moment. Someone in particular, if it's not a lover, it's like a best friend, a close family member, a friend that you haven't seen in a while. Something like that is coming forward, and I feel like you're having a good time here. You got the Moon card right behind it though, and I feel like when this is happening, it might be like the Moon card behind makes me feel like a little bit of mystery here in the sense of like maybe you're kind of shrugging responsibilities. So again, if in the beginning you kept ahead, you were ahead of situations, you got yourself a little ahead of the game, this shouldn't be that big a deal. You might get a little behind in situations, but you'll catch up. It won't be a big deal. If you didn't do that though, I feel like you're still going to enjoy this moment, but it just might be a little bit more of a pain in the butt afterwards. And I'm seeing below this is the High Priest. So I feel like this relationship that you're spending some time on, good relationship. So be it romantic, family, friend, whatever it may be. Some of you, it might be a business situation where you're hanging out with somebody, or I feel like there might be something where you're maybe talking more, or like maybe not concentrating on your work as much. You're talking or having a good social time instead, for whatever reason. But definitely the social aspect here is pulling you away from the actual duties you need to get done. But I'm feeling with the High Priest here, that whoever it is you're hanging with, I feel like this is very good, and this is just, the relationship is good. The fact that you're kind of shrugging responsibilities, you'll catch up, but it's going to cost you a little bit in the long run if you weren't already ahead. So I feel like this is very, well, we'll keep going, because I'm not sure. There seems like there's something else I want to say here. Because I feel like this person is like, this is a good thing. Like, I feel like this time with this person is a good thing. Like, it's purposeful. And I feel like spending time having this good moment, this is a good thing. I feel like this is a really good thing for you. Even if it's a work thing, like you're building some type of rapport or something, it's good. Especially with the High Priest there. I feel like they're saying this is a good relationship for you to keep going because it's going to benefit you in the long run. And I'm seeing somebody kind of like offering you something. I feel like whatever this is, I'm trying to move on from it, but I'm still feeling more information here. Like, whatever's going on here, I feel like you might move forward again in the sense of, like, you're hanging out with somebody, having a good time, be it whatever, relationship, family, friend, work, coworker. But this is going to be, like, I feel like this is something for the season. Like, you might be starting something for the season, like, You might be engaging in like a weekly activity, or there's things that you're planning for this season. This is good. Like, this whole thing is good. This is why I'm really hoping you're ahead of the game already, because I feel like this is going to take up some time, but you're going to enjoy this, and this is good for you. I feel like this is the key to having a good season. I keep thinking this is a season, though, like, in the sense of, like, it's going to go on for a few months, but, like, 3-4 would be the majority of you, of how long this is going to last. I feel like they're also saying don't just skip by this. This is I feel like the moon in the background is also saying, you know, there's opportunities here that you're not aware of when you're just having a good social moment, but this is going to bring in a good season for you. The fact that I keep saying that, I'm like, is there something else? We have big happy changes on your side for the Oracle card. Like, I feel like this is saying, like, this is a good thing for you. Something about this season, like, this is setting up a good season for you. Like, there's something here that's of importance for you. Like, this is just like a beginning effort to get you into something. It's a general read, so how far that goes, I guess, depends on your life. But it's important, because I also see, like, on the other side, I got the yes card for the other side, and I also have the Queen of Wands is what's going on between you. So there's a lot of activity between you and this situation, whoever this is. I feel like it's one person. For the majority of you, it feels like it's one person. It could be two, but at the most two if this is hitting. But there's plans kicking off from here. And I feel like this energy is setting up how you should handle the season. The word season keeps coming through. So I feel like this is going on. This is like an opportunity for the next 3-4 months. So I'm feeling like as you went into this, you wanted to get ahead of things. I feel like the reason you were trying to get ahead is because you really weren't feeling like you wanted to be involved with stuff. You wanted to take a break. But you're seeing this push you behind. So you're trying to force yourself ahead of the game so that way you can take a minute to relax, and that minute does happen. It does. Now, if you planned this correctly and you were able to do this, by the time this comes forward, you're still ahead, I feel. And then when that next moment happens with the social aspect, things are okay. They're just kind of on point, but you have to like pick up things as they're necessary. I feel like this is kind of like a lesson for the season. Because say you didn't do that. You didn't get ahead. Say you didn't. This moment happens, you kind of take a break. The social aspect comes in, you end up far behind, and then you have to use the Queen of Wands at this point to catch back up. It's all about, will this Queen of Wands help you catch back up, or is this going to be spent on the social happiness that you're finding with this person, be it whatever level of relationship, like romantic, family, friend, coworker, whatever it may be, because it's going to go on for a season. How are you spending this energy? Because the history is what's defining it. And I feel like that's the whole thing about this reading, to see the pattern, because this is going to be the pattern the whole way through is what I feel. I feel like sometimes this will be easier than others. Like sometimes the Page of Wands, the energy won't be that difficult to keep it going, to get ahead of the game. But through this whole season, I feel like you're going to have this reoccurring pattern that if you get ahead when you have the chance, you can take moments to relax, and when the social aspect kicks in, you can enjoy that a lot more rather than having to step back and use that motivated energy to catch up with what you fell behind on. Okay, so I feel like that's the whole thing. Like this part seems to be most important for that reason. So I hope that makes sense. Alright, I think that's kind of what we want to say here. So hopefully this sets you up for a great season. Nothing else. Okay, good. Alright, so I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email. James4astral@gmail.com. James4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.